Just eat that meat and you're a carnivore and all of a sudden you're just like a dinosaur and you just want to tear into people and beat the shit out of them. Google it.
Zach Maslany now making his way to the stage. Back to fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I wanted to give a shout out to my boy Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
He's a beast. He's a savage. Him and JM holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem. Who's doing it better than them? Very few.
Okay. From here on, nothing goes down unless I'm involved. No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
Yo, what up, guys? Zach's Corner Podcast, Volume 4. I was going to say the Spanish number for 4, but it's uno, dos, tres, cuatro is what it would have been. But I'm here with my fiance, Kat Beck. Hello.
Hello.
And this is the 4th Zach's Corner that we did, or that I did so far. So I'm pumped up. It's going good. My brother's doing an awesome job of getting them out there for us. So we're not really on like a timeline or anything like that. So I'm just trying to put them out as much as I can. And I've been wanting to get Kat on for a little bit because she's got her little own thing going and she cooks for me a lot and she does a lot of things for me that I think you guys will be interested in. And yeah, we're going to just talk about some stuff and see what happens. So welcome.
Thanks. Thanks so much for inviting me to come on. I'm really excited. I have so much that I want to share with you guys. You know, I know this podcast. I listened to the first one. I didn't get to listen to.
What?
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
But
wait, is this the first podcast you've ever been on, though?
Yes, this is the first podcast I've ever been on. I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, I'm excited because, like, I just like find so much fun in, you know, researching this stuff and kind of giving people my opinion on some different things. So,
and not everybody likes, the thing is not everyone likes our opinions or your opinion or mine or whatever, but it's cool to put it out there. And I think one thing I learned from you is you're doing a good job of learning as you go, and you kind of take the information that you got through trying things and doing different things and applying it to
all life experiences. Like I just, I think, you know, about my body and like I'm constantly being aware of like myself and, you know, how I'm feeling and what I feel that my body needs. It's like being like a bodily intellectual. It's just being super smart.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays I think you have to really be like really check into what you're putting in your body. Now, it's not just enough to work out. Like I know a lot of people that listen to this, I'm sure, do jiu-jitsu with me or, you know, they lead an active lifestyle. But I don't think right now it's just you can't just work out. You have to also keep an eye on what you're putting in your body, especially if you're an athlete. Like if you want to do any type of like sport, like basketball or football or baseball or jiu-jitsu or yoga or whatever, it's only going to help you to eat better foods and to eat things that make your body feel better. Now, I'm not going to lie. Kat picks on me all the time for eating a lot of sugar, and I do. I'm a sugaraholic. So,
sugaraholic?
Yeah, I think, you know, there's some things, though, like you do have to live your life, though, obviously.
Absolutely, and I think it's not even just for, like you said, athletes or, like, basketball players or whatever. Like, yeah, it's for them, but it's just, like, about living life, like, and living life to, you know, your fullest potential. Why would you not, you know? And I'm just gonna like jump to it right away because like we just listened to that Jordan Peterson.
Oh yeah, Jordan Peterson. He's huge right now, right?
So like I just actually started getting into podcasts, and
I gotta say I got you into podcasts.
Yeah, you did. Okay, you did. I'm like totally like into Jocko.
Right. Everybody loves Jocko Willink. If you know
I never would have like picked that podcast for myself, but I really like it.
Yeah. No, I'm not like I've always been not like I'm not against the military. I have a lot of good friends that are you know served in the military. You know, my boy Jamie from the school and Travis is in the Marines. Chris was in the Marines. Like, I know a lot of guys that served, and I'm really happy for them. But there were a lot of guys that when I was younger that I just didn't get along with some military type dudes.
Yeah.
And like that hard ass tough nose.
It's totally beyond that though. He just like talks about like life and like motivation. But anyway, Jordan Peterson did this podcast with Joe Rogan, and he talked about, you know, like pretty much just like living your life to the fullest potential, enjoying what's around you. And that's like a lot of like what I'm into, enjoying family. Like I want to bring back, you know, respect for home cooking, like no processing, like limiting the ingredients that are in our food, because it doesn't have to be complicated. And actually, the less complicated you get, the more pure you get, then, you know, you find yourself living a healthier lifestyle. Like eating out is so tough. We even went out to lunch today.
I was going to say what couple questions I have, like what would you say for people who have a crazy lifestyle where they're working all day and then they come home, you know, they want to make food for themselves. Like what would be like a way to, I don't even know how to explain it. Like how can people, like, let's say you work all day and then you want to train, you know, let's say you want to go to the gym for an hour and you work an 8-hour shift. Like what is something, like what can people make? Like how would you even go about that? Like I want to cook. Like let's say, for instance, like if JM wanted to cook for himself, like where would he even get a guy like that even get started? You know, it would be like me too, because I wouldn't know where the hell to go. Thankfully, you cook for me, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But how would I even get started in that?
Well, number one, I don't really meal prep because like I just like to cook fresh every day. But I mean, you could meal prep for sure. Or, I mean, it's really not that hard. Like if you've got, you know, you go to the grocery store on Sunday. We get to go to a farm. We joined a CSA. We love it so much. I would recommend that for sure for anybody. There's access everywhere. So you can join a CSA. You get your fresh, primarily it's vegetables, but like some people do it like a CSA for foods as well. So you get, you know, local, you're supporting local, you're getting fresh fruits and vegetables. Then all you have to do really is go to the grocery store and purchase, like if you eat meat or whatever, like a protein, or like some people, you know, like to add in grains. Like I'm not for one diet. I mean, I do try and really stick away from gluten and dairy, processed foods. So like get some rice for yourself. You have the vegetables, get some chicken, get some grass-fed beef if that's what you're into.
Beef.
And those things take like 10 minutes to cook up. Get some shrimp. I don't know, like wild caught things. So I think that honestly, I think it's kind of an excuse. Like, I mean, you're grateful that I cook for you, but like if you really wanted to and you wanted to change your life and you wanted to eat healthy, you could take an hour out of your Sunday, go and purchase some good protein if that's what you're into. If you're not, then go purchase your rice or your quinoa or whatever, and then you can make a meal in like 15 minutes. A lot of the stuff I do, like I like to get crazy with it sometimes and have some fun.
Yours is getting crazy but you got the experience though.
But
for someone just starting out, maybe you just start off simple then, like some rice, like you said, a protein and a vegetable. I think those cover 3.
I think it's so easy.
That's smart. I'm writing this down.
I don't think it that difficult, honestly.
Well, I mean, people, it isn't that difficult for you, but look, people don't know. They've grown up. I mean, think about it, how I grew up. I was drinking sodas. Right. I was eating McDonald's. Like, I didn't know. I wouldn't even know, like, okay, what do I pick? Like, I would go and make a dumb decision and get something, you know, like, why would you get that? Like, that wouldn't make sense, you know? So, you know, maybe, like, this is why I wanted to have you talk, so you can tell people about, like, okay, start with something like this. And I think it was also too important when you said you're not really for, like, I think everybody gets on these diet fads, and I see so many, and I don't want to single anyone out, but there's so many diet fads, and it's always like, I always hear of the diet, and then all of a sudden it's gone. I hear of another diet, and all of a sudden it's gone. And there are good ones, and any diet works if you stick to it. I guess it works for whatever they think, but some of them may not be healthy in the long run because we don't have all the research on it. But I think you told me this before. You said, why wouldn't it be smarter if people just decided to try to eat healthy as opposed to taking a diet, for instance, and just try to eat as healthy as you can?
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a balance thing. You need a balance of everything. Like, hey, I understand. I freaking like pizza too. You know what I mean? Like, I like eating like burgers and like stuff like that too. And every once in a while, I think that's fine. You know, you just have to go. You have to be in tune with yourself. You've got to do what's right for you. Like, and it comes down to like, you know, in life, you've got to do what's right for you. Like, people get caught up in that all the time. Even I get caught up in it. You're looking on Instagram and you're like, oh my gosh, look what this person has, or like, look what they're doing. And like, you're kind of intrigued. So you might start something new, but you've got to like feel it out. Like, I know for me, a keto diet, it's not going to work. I don't want to do that. It's not, you know, something that I believe in. But some people, they're like 100% on it. And like you were even saying, like, don't you just want to like know? I mean, I've done the research on a lot of these different diets.
What about what about like so keto has some crazy stuff that I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like there's no fruits and vegetables in keto. Is that what it is?
Well, there is like there is a couple. You can have like berries and like leafy greens, I believe, and then like most of it is like fat.
Yeah.
Now, like we had talked a little bit about it. My thing is like longevity. Like, how long are people going to do that? Yeah. How long is that going to work for you? Yeah, you lose, I was saying this the other day, yeah, you lose 60 pounds or whatever right off the bat. I mean, if you have that to lose. And then what? So then you're still pumping your body with all this fat. How long can you sustain that? And I'm willing to like listen to people tell me how, like, when did people do the research on this? Like, who has done a keto diet for 20 years?
Yeah. Well,
and what has happened to
I've
them?
just heard about it in the past maybe 6 to 8 months. You know, another thing popped up, but also for me with that one, like I know I've heard of, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, so I've heard Brendan Schaub on The Fighter and the Kid, and he was sick past couple months. You know, he's been in and out of doing keto, and he's been sick several times.
Yeah.
And one time they really couldn't figure out what it was. So once I heard that, I was like, all right, this diet's not for me. I'm not going to do a diet that, you have to be sick for a week. I'm not going to do that. So regardless of the research on it or not, I'm just not going to get myself sick, you know, by eating certain types of foods. Right. What about the Atkins diet? What's that one all about?
Okay, the Atkins diet, that was
huge.
That was huge, yeah. Absolutely. My Pop-Up and Grammy did that. Like, everybody was like,
people lost weight from that, though, didn't they?
Yeah, like you lose weight, like temporarily, though. Like, you know, those people, they're not still doing Atkins, are they?
You don't really hear much about it, yeah.
Doing more research into it, and they were like, oh, shit.
Which
like,
one, what don't you have in Atkins? Like, what's that one about?
Same, it's like a very low carb diet, same type thing. Like, you could have cheese and like meat and stuff. And listen, yeah, cool, have those things, but I feel like, you know, fruits and vegetables are super important. I don't care how many carbs are in a fruit.
Hanato, just Hanato Laranja would have, for those of you guys, some of you guys, this joke may go over your head, but Hanato would have gone nuts if he heard you say that. Because, you know, I got the t-shirt, the fruits and vegetables. It is like it's a take on an old company that was called Vitamins and Minerals. And he just made it fruits and vegetables. But, I mean, you know.
Well, what's in fruits and vegetables? Vitamins and minerals. Exactly. You need that shit. You cannot. You will not survive without that for very long. I'm telling you.
You need fruits and vegetables. I'm pretty certain.
I'm not a doctor though, so. Yeah.
I know, me neither. But I'm just thinking about it. Like, remember in the Jungle Book? Like, didn't he just eat bananas and like? I feel like you eat. Yeah, remember the Jungle Book, Mowgli and stuff? He was just eating bananas and like. I feel like fruits and vegetables. You always need fruits and vegetables. I mean, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist at all. I was eating for a while there before I met you. I was just eating red vines for dinner. So
you still like red vines.
I don't eat them as much though. And to be honest with you, and like Kat doesn't cook vegan. Like it's not like vegan or vegetarian food for me all the time.
Sometimes it is. I like that stuff.
Yeah, I like it too, and I like it as a change up.
Be careful with certain things. Like it's with everything. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. There is not one diet that is right or whatever. That's what I'm trying to convey, is that like, is it awesome to eat fruits and vegetables? Absolutely, 100%. If that's all you eat, cool. But for me, I like to have a little bit of like you know, every now and then some grass-fed steak, some, you know, free-range chicken.
You were vegan for a while though, right?
Absolutely. So yeah, like I was, you know, wanting to talk about that a little bit. You know, I grew up probably when I was like 18, I decided to be a vegetarian, and I was vegetarian. I mean, more like pescatarian, which I had some fish every now and then. And then I don't know, like I hit this stage in college where I was like, I really want to be a vegan. So I was vegan for a while, and I lost like, I don't know, like 40 pounds, and I was like at my thinnest. And I felt pretty good for a while, honestly. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like I could sustain this for sure. And then I started feeling not so good. I was having like tingling in like my toes, like they'd go, or like my feet would go numb, like, damn. And I just, yeah, it was really weird. And I started feeling just super tired all the time. So, but like, I wasn't that like into my body at that point. Like I've just gained that over the past couple of years, like really getting in tune with my body. But I was like, that's, you know, so weird. And I started having anxiety and depression, and so I switched it up a little bit. I didn't like add meat in right away.
But you didn't know if that was just from the diet, though. It
yeah.
You just had to try something different.
Yeah, I was just like, you know, out with friends, and like they were getting pizza, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll get some pizza or whatever. And, you know, it didn't kill me. So I started, you know, kind of having some dairy. And at that point, I thought that my body could handle dairy because I didn't start gaining weight. But then, you know, I was still not feeling super great. And I started adding some chicken, organic chicken, into my diet. And I started feeling like energetic. Like I started feeling like I had the means to like make it through a whole day without being so tired.
It's kind of weird because I know a lot of fighters, like I know,
go back and forth.
I know Andy Main. I know, like, I'm pretty sure maybe Gio or Boogie, or maybe just Gio is vegetarian.
He's a vegetarian, but I don't know. When he was out here, he said that he ate chicken every now and then.
Yeah.
I think that's what I like. You know, I've said it a million times, but
there are a lot of bodybuilders. There are a lot of athletes, and I always think about athletes because normal people is one thing, and I'm not saying that athletes are better than normal people. I'm just saying their bodies are they ask their own bodies to do things way more than a normal person's body. Like if you're just going to work every day, I mean, sure but see, there's a thing with that too. You're asking your body to do all types of weird stuff too, like sit for 10 hours. It's hard. Sit for 8 hours, stand for 8 hours.
Yeah, which we're all sitting the wrong way, by the way.
Right.
Squatting down is like, I learned this the other day at yoga. Squatting down was really how you should be. Yeah.
Yeah. JM even does that. He's been doing it in yoga class. He was doing it like, hey, you're going to squat down like this, like you're taking a shit.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be the real way to sit.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah, and that's why that squatty potty and all that stuff came up. But yeah, I always think what I was going to say is, I'm always thinking about the way athletes are. And there have been some athletes that were vegan or vegetarian athletes for a long time. And then they got to the point where they just felt like they didn't feel like that hunger, that primal, you know, aggression that they wanted to have for eating meat. Now, I don't know what that means. Like some people have said that, but then, like I said, I'm pretty sure,
gets the blood pumping.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you just eat that meat and you're a carnivore, and all of a sudden you're just like a dinosaur and you just want to tear into people and beat the shit out of them. I don't know.
Well, I think that the problem is that, you know, meat is more pure. When I was vegan, when I was vegetarian, you buy all these packaged, like, fake chicken nuggets, fake meatballs, fake
right,
this,
now we
that,
ate that for a while, too. That's something important I think we should bring up to people. Tell people about that. Because we would get the fake ribs, and they tasted so good, and you're like, okay, I'm not eating meat.
But those were GMO, and, like, there's corn. They're loaded with corn. They're loaded with, you know...
I'm like, wait, no, these aren't good either.
What is even xanthan gum? Like,
what's that?
I just want to know, like, though, like,
what's xanthan gum?
I don't know.
Oh, that's on the back of those, or?
Yeah, it's in the ingredients. In like everything gluten-free or anything processed, gluten-free or vegetarian or vegan. There's like xanthan gum.
Yeah,
in
see,
it.
people think like that's a big misconception.
Like
for instance, I don't think
I don't think that's grown outside or like
think about
pure...
people our parents' age. No, it sounds nuclear reactive or something.
Well,
but
we just had some xanthan gum to my
think about our parents'
chicken
age.
wings real quick.
Yeah, they know absolutely. Can you just add the side of xanthan gum? Like, it sounds disgusting, but I think about people our parents' age. They have no idea what they're eating. They might go to the store and say, "Oh, this is."
I don't know.
I heard on the news that we should be eating gluten free. I'm gonna go to the store and buy everything gluten free. But little do they know they're buying a bunch of xanthan
Some rice
gum.
will suffice.
Yeah.
That's gluten free, or quinoa, millet. We learned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like when you think about people of the, the past or like older people, they weren't like eating as much processed food though as we do today.
Right, there wasn't as much processed food back in the day either.
Because people were more about their family. Like, they were about sitting down, eating dinner, 7 o'clock, you better be home.
Yeah, everybody.
You know what
my
I mean?
dad was
like,
freaking.
You ring the bell, like, get inside, it's dinner.
If someone came to the door while we were eating, if someone called on the phone or came to the door, my dad would freak. He would be like, "Who's calling?" Like he would be like, "Pick it up." Hello. Like he would get super mad. He would answer, be like, "Hello, who is this?" We're eating right now, so he'll have to call you back. And I'd be like, shit, it's one of my friends or something like that. Or he would answer the door. We're about to sit down and eat. But they respected it, though. They'd be like, all right, cool, they're eating. I'll call them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then, like, after an hour of eating, then what did you do? You went outside and played.
Yeah.
That's another thing that is not happening.
Yeah.
Which is super sad. And I just, like, wish that, like, things didn't have to be so crazy in this world because, like, I feel bad for the kids. I'm a preschool teacher, if you don't know. And I've just, like, even, seen over the past, like, I've been doing it for, 7 years I've been teaching. So over the past 7 years, just children in general and family structures have changed so much. And that's why I'm really striving for, like, this bringing back the home cooking.
Yeah.
No processing, like, sitting down, like, what did you do today? And like bringing back family life. I feel like we're strongly lacking in that. And I think that maybe I'm just an old soul, but I think it's really important for, like, families don't even know what's going on with each other. I know people got to work. I know that because I work, you work. Like, we're not on the same schedule at all. We don't sit down and have a dinner, except on the weekends we do.
Yeah, or when you're off.
Or like if I'm off, like, I strive for that, but I really think that it's important, and I at least once a week try and do that. You
know what? I remember back in the day, my grandmother, Saturday mornings, we would wake up Saturday morning, and my Uncle Eddie, or no, maybe it was Sunday. That was Sunday, actually. That was Sunday morning. We would wake up, my grandmother's religious, and they're pretty religious. They would all go to church, except my grandfather, and then they would come home. And I was an altar boy even when I was a little kid. It's funny, but all the kids, everybody would come home, and then we would sit at the table, and my grandmother would just, hold shop and make breakfast for everybody, and everyone would drink. That's why I drank like 50 coffees a day, because my grandparents were throwing me coffee when I was a kid. They weren't really giving me regular. I did drink regular coffee, but a lot of times for whatever reason they drank decaf. I don't know why.
Ooh.
But they would drink decaf all day. My grandfather drank coffee like it was going out of style. So yeah, I think that's important. I think that is important. I think maybe, it would get a lot of people. I know, like, if you guys know me, you guys probably know of my, one of my students, me and Jam students, Grace Gundrum, and her mom is, like, out of the families that I know, her mom is pretty solid with
there's
the cooking.
definitely families out there that do these things.
Now, I don't know if they eat together all the time, but I know that they do, like,
the purpose is to have a nutritious meal.
Cook, they cook good, and, like, and I'm sure. Imagine if Grace was eating Burger King and types of shit, right? She would never be able to perform at the level she is if she's eating that type of food.
Absolutely. Yeah. That has a lot to do with it.
And her mom, thankfully for her mom and her dad are so good that, and her mom is just, she has a little bit of time on her hands. She can get into it. And
her sister's also into culinary and, like, nutrition.
And listen, Mary Jo. Yeah, Mary Jo is busy as hell, too. She's running around like a person with her head cut off, and she's got her own stuff going on, too. And she's able to do it. You know, they get fruits and vegetables all the time. They're always making stuff. And Grace loves burgers and fries, but she also eats pretty healthy throughout the week. Imagine you're a 16-year-old kid. You train twice a day, plus wrestling all the time. She's 4-0. She went 4-0 at a wrestling meet. I mean, she's got to eat good. No wonder why her whole family is full of athletes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and for me, it's helped me. You cooking for me every night. Like, I come home. My schedule is weird, so by the time I get home, it's like 10:30, and a lot of times, or later, 11 most of the time. By the time I walk the dog, take a shower, go to sit down and eat, it's almost midnight. So I don't want to eat real heavy at night and just pass out right away or eat like shit. I'll still have a glass of wine. I'll eat some Chex Mix or something like that later on at night. But most of the time, though, I just eat, you know, whatever dinner you made me, and I don't really ask for certain things. I just kind of wait and see what I'm going to get. And it's all really good. Like, I don't think there's anything that has been, and a lot like
What's
that.
cat making tonight?
Yeah, and then what's cool about it is, like, even since you've been home more, I've been eating I just figured, you know what, if now would be a better time than any. And I still have a soda from time to time.
Oh, yeah,
I drank like 2
yesterday.
Snapples yesterday.
It was 4th of July.
Yeah, I drank 2 Snapples. So.
But
you know, but for the most part, though, and honestly, like, even though my back has been a little jacked up, like, I haven't been training as much, and I don't have any matches lined up 100% yet. So I've just been concentrating on eating healthy, stretching, and using my CBD rub, and then going to get massages, going to the chiropractor, and I'm just trying to get 100% healthy. And I'll tell you what, I felt the best. My back hurts a little bit now, but I felt the best that I felt in a long time, and I feel like definitely the food is helping. And usually when I don't have a match coming up and I eat like crap, I weigh around 150, 155, but right now I'm walking around at like 147. And I'm just eating, you know, mostly whatever you make me. We've gone out to eat too. We went to Outback Steakhouse. We ate a whole bunch of random food yesterday at the 4th of July party. So I feel pretty good. Like, at 47, that's like a solid weight for me. And I'm not trying to lose weight or gain weight or anything like that. I'm just trying to, like you said, keep balanced. And, you know, with some of the crap that I eat, like a little bit, I cut it out. I don't drink iced teas anymore. Like, I don't drink, I mean, I still do. I drank 2 Snapples yesterday, but for the most part, though, I don't drink iced teas. You know, I've been doing a lot better with the coconut water.
I just look at you sideways at the grocery store like,
You're buying, like, I would never do this, but back in the day, I used to drink big jugs of iced tea. That's fun. That's crazy. So another thing I wanted to ask you is, what's up with there's really no, like, especially in our area, there's one place, and it's like a chain. It's called the Core Life Eatery. But besides that, going out to dinner is kind of ass, in my opinion. Like, where the hell do you even go out to eat if you really want some healthy food? Like, there are, but they're the high-end, more expensive restaurants, right? So if you're going to go and spend like $100, $120 every time you go out to eat, which we do sometimes, but not all the time. You know, maybe once a month we'll go out and we'll try to treat ourselves to like a really nice, where was the last time we went out to eat that was expensive? I forget. I don't even remember.
We went to the Blue.
The Blue, okay, that's a good one.
That's a
Blue restaurant.
Like a grill place by our house.
And there's that Third and Ferry is a good place. There's Oak, we never went there. The bookstore. I mean, those places, the bookstore, and that's not too expensive. But that's like expensive.
If you want to get drinks and stuff.
Yeah, and that's not too expensive, but the food is not, you know, they have like good, but there's really not that many places. Like, if you just want to go there used to be this place called the Horns, and I knew the guy who owned it, and he had a whole ton of issues. I don't even want to get into that. JM worked there for a little bit, but that place was so dope because they had the drip coffee.
We went on our first date there.
Yeah, they had the good coffee. They had all types of shit. Why, Taylor? Why did you have to fuck up? I mean, sorry, screw up. You know what I mean? But yeah,
but it was so good. I got like an eggplant cheesesteak there.
And they had me too, and it was all local farms. Good. It was all organic. He just was a crazy dude who, you know, just couldn't figure it out. So feel bad for him. But you know, anyway, I also missed that place big time. So I kind of still pissed at him. So if you're listening to this, bro, let's start it back up. Let's get the Horns going.
I'm in it.
That's one, because we talk about it too. There's really not that many good places or that many healthy places. And then on top of that, none of them are open late at all. So like if it's like 9, 8, I mean, where are you going to go? The only two, there is two places I'm thinking of. The sushi place, 1/3. We haven't been there in a while. And then place next to it, the Mediterranean Turkish place or whatever. What's that place called?
Anatolian
Kitchen. See, those are cool. But like, again, that's 2 places.
But yeah, like they're still, I don't know, like even those places. Like I loved Core Life, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't
Core
know
Life
if
is
you've
pretty
ever
solid.
been to Core Life, guys, but it's so awesome because they have so many healthy options, like for vegans, paleo, vegetarian, like
Meat.
you can get salad,
Meat.
like falafel, meat, whatever you want. Like they just have such good stuff. I think the last time I was there, I got their falafel with arugula, hummus, and their sweet potatoes, and
that was so good,
so delicious. And I could just tell, like, even though it's like kind of like a chain, it's healthier than some other stuff.
What about Chipotle? I mean, if you want to have,
I guess if
diarrhea.
you like, no, I like Chipotle sometimes. I don't know about getting a huge ass burrito and eating the whole thing, but like maybe a burrito bowl, or like they have salad there.
I don't know why I feel like, I don't know.
Just loading up on
I eat it, but it's not I don't know. To me, it's not
the avocado and the rice is the best part. To me,
the problem is we've been to a lot of places, and like in California and Sacramento, they have so many cool places to eat that are like still healthy, and like that's the goal of them is just to
the
keep
East
like
Coast is behind.
Yeah,
we need to get there. But, yeah, so I started, my own little website, lifewithcat.net, and I started, putting some recipes up there, so that everybody can kind of like...
It's lifewithcat.net?
Yeah, lifewithcat.net, so people can look at that and get some ideas. And I also talk about, like, life shit.
And
like,
your Instagram, though.
And my Instagram's on there.
You put up pretty much everything you make right now.
Yep. Pictures of what I make. And then, I also am a beauty counter consultant, and I love doing that. Clean beauty activist. You can reach my beauty counter website on lifewithcat.net, or you can just go to beautycounter.com/Catherine Beck.
Now, Beauty Counter, one thing, if you guys don't know about that, it's like all makeup and a bunch of stuff, skincare stuff.
Yeah,
that's all healthy. Like the one that
it's without any harmful chemicals.
The one that really got me was the and some of you guys obviously don't give a crap about that, but I didn't think about it. And I used to I'll tell you this, I would get pissed when I hear about all the plastic and shit in the ocean. And just like it pisses me off that like people just put stuff in the ocean. Like this, I might sound like an idiot, come off like an idiot here, but why wouldn't they just blast all that crap into space instead of throwing it into the ocean? Because I feel like the ocean is here and space is space. Who cares? Send it to a black hole or let some Martians deal with that shit. But the problem is regular sunscreen. Well, you can explain it to them. You can explain it better. But once I heard that, I was like, whoa, that's messed up. I can't even believe that's real.
Yeah. So Beauty Counter, we make our own sunscreen. It's a non-nano zinc, and it uses zinc oxide instead of oxybenzone. So in Hawaii, it's been this big thing. In Hawaii,
Google it.
Yeah, totally. In Hawaii, they just banned chemical sunscreens that contain oxybenzone, which is a hormone disruptor, but it was also killing the coral reefs. So anytime you put sunscreen on, obviously, a little bit comes off in the water, and it's ruining the coral reefs. Like, coral reefs are strong as shit. So how are you ruining them?
Yeah, I think if anyone's got a problem with the coral reefs,
think about what it's doing to your body.
They got a problem with me. All right? So I'm going to go down to the beach and just start punching people in the face until you start using this Beauty Counter shit. Buy it off my fiance cat. I'm serious. But honestly, I'm joking, but I am serious. Like, how ridiculous is that? Like, companies know, and this is what's crazy. Companies 100% know that these chemicals will harm you. So that's a double whammy.
Since 1938, there has not been a regulation in the cosmetic industry.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Regulating the chemicals and the ingredients in personal care products. It's really sad. And I don't think people know this, because every time I tell somebody this, they're like,
what?
Are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, I'm not kidding you. And it takes 28 seconds for any material to get in your skin. Like, you don't realize what you're putting in your body, what you're putting on your family and your kids.
You're like, oh man, I'm going to eat organic and I'm going to try to be
healthy
great,
and
everything.
Good for you, but you're also putting shit on your skin.
Which is even, I mean, ingesting harmful chemicals is terrible, but putting it on your skin and letting it seep in feels like it's even worse.
The fact, yeah, totally. And like when you're putting makeup, if you're a woman or a man, whatever you're doing, if you put a makeup on your skin and then you're washing it off at night, where is it going?
Yeah.
In the drain.
Yeah. And not to mention, like, you go to CVS and just look at all that bull crap in the aisles of stuff that they're selling. You know, it should be, in my opinion, it should be illegal. I don't care if people are trying to make a quick buck off shit. It's hurting people and it's hurting the ocean. That's ridiculous. It's so man, the shit is so ridiculous when you think about it. I honestly, since I heard about that, I stopped. I only use like whatever type of deodorant I have. Like I switched.
Oh, I don't even wear deodorant.
Yeah,
I know that's kind of gross.
You know, a lot of people.
I don't care.
A lot of people don't.
I don't even care. I'll smell.
Big Steve does. I know. Well, a buddy of mine, Sean, and I told you guys about Sean before. He lives out in California, and we're actually going to be going to his wedding soon, coming up, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, we're pumped.
Yeah, but and it's in you know he I don't know, he lives in Eagle Rock, California, but. You know, he's a cancer, you know, he's survived cancer twice now, had skin cancer, you know, and other stuff. And he doesn't wear deodorant. And I asked him about it, and he said he doesn't wear deodorant or anything like that either because it's just, he's trying to stay from chemicals. So I wonder if he knows about this shit. Probably not.
Probably not. Most people don't. But honestly, like right around the time that I started getting into Beauty Counter and like this is like the last thing I wanted to hit on real quick, but you know, right before I got into Beauty Counter, I kind of found, or right after I got into Beauty Counter, I found out that I had melanoma, and you know, that was super scary for me, and I'm sure it was scary for you too.
Yeah.
I had to have surgery. I had to like have this shit removed. Like, imagine, like, I'm 29 now. I was 27. What was I, 28? I don't even know.
27.
I
think it was like 2 years started.
Yeah. And so, like, I had, like, somebody telling me, like, you have skin cancer. And I'm like, what the hell? Like,
yeah, and then next you know, we're at the
how
hospital.
did I get that? And, like, it's just so crazy, too, because back in the day, when I was in high school, they were like, yeah, tanning. It's actually, like, tanning in, like, a tanning salon. It's actually, like, better for you.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Than tanning outside. And I'm like, okay. And I was stupid enough to believe that. And I went to the tanning salon all the time. So part of me, yes, like, understands that was really stupid. But also, I never knew about chemicals in my sunscreen. And, you know, part of me does wonder, like, was it strictly just like I got a really bad sunburn when I was younger? Or was it both because I got a bad sunburn and also I was putting shit on my body as a sunscreen? Like, was it really doing its job, or was it actually like impeding on something else, you know, down the line?
And it might not even been sunscreen. Could have just been other medications or random shit you've taken over your life. You don't really know. Could be the foods activating shit.
Yeah, totally, because I just, you know, learned, I've been totally into this guy, the medical medium, Anthony William. And I just listened to this thing on, you know, pathogens. And there's, you know, like a lot of pathogens in makeup and skincare. And
even in honestly, it's even in the soaps too that you buy. Like if you buy hand soap, like there's ones that you got to buy that have no pathogen.
Yeah.
Like you think you're cleaning your hands, but you're really putting chemicals,
plastics,
it's crazy.
I mean, I could literally do a 3-hour special on this, and I won't. But like, it's, you know.
But I think for people is you got to try your best to do. There's so many different things,
absolutely,
right? And you got to just try your best. And you're not going to be perfect. Like, no one is perfect. I just told you how I slugged 2 Snapples yesterday.
But there's no reason why people cannot be purchasing safer personal care products for themselves.
I feel
you're
like
buying it
right
anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to CVS. You're going to wherever the frick you are and buying, you know, your Banana Boat or whatever kind of makeup, skincare,
yeah, I think
sunscreen.
That would be number one. You want to start with not putting the chemicals directly onto your skin. I think that would be a good one to start. So,
or even if you, I mean, like a lot of people say, like, you know, if you've got kids, Think about that, though.
Oh,
That's
right,
really
exactly.
important.
You're putting chemicals and look how many kids nowadays, and we've talked about this so many times, but look, just me and you, but look how many kids nowadays have all these different allergies. When I was a kid, it was like if someone had asthma, you were like, ooh, what a weirdo. Now everyone's got asthma.
Well, yeah.
Now everyone's got a peanut allergy. Now it's like, whoa,
it's really
like how is that
strange.
even ridiculous? That's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like
what's happening?
What changed? Yeah. Well, I mean, look at all those documentaries on food. You can see it right there. And I just think that it's weird, but the chemical, same thing with your toothpaste, like all that shit. You're putting that directly onto your body. I feel like people didn't do that in years ago. They never put things directly, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like, everybody goes back and forth on stuff. It's basically, you just gotta you just gotta think about yourself and, like, think about, people like myself that, 27, 28 years old, melanoma. I'm not gonna lie, it is a freaking scary thing. You've got to think about that, and it's beyond melanoma, breast cancer, any kind of cancer, any kind of, debilitating chronic illness, disease that you have, it grabs you out of nowhere, and it really can change your life around. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, clean beauty and eating healthy and living for like a longer life. Like I'm all for longevity, getting past things. And, I try and remind myself, but it's hard and I get it. But I try and remind myself, what am I doing to live my best life? And I think that you've helped me so much with that. Like, going back to your first podcast, if you didn't listen to it, honestly, you've got to.
Which one was that? I don't
the
remember.
First one on like, just kind of like living to your potential and doing what's right and just, saying like, what you want to do and doing anything to get there. And,
yeah. Oh, temporary. That's what it was.
Temporary. Yeah. And everything is temporary. I just love that. And I think that
it started with me as a joke for me at my old job. And then it turned into something where I would just say like, and it's just how the other one was on the last one. I think that just came out was about change, and like you can just change. You don't have to just fall into these things. If you want to make yourself, if being healthy is something you want to do, you can make that change. But I think what you're saying is right. Like you gotta, to live your best life, you really gotta start. You gotta start trying to make those changes and just jump out there and try to do it. Because if not, I mean, shit, you could be. I mean, I have another friend's wife is going to be going through, was it thyroid or
I think.
Neck?
She had thyroid
cancer where she has to have like that's insane. She's not even 30, I don't think. Maybe early 30s.
I think she's early 30s, but whatever. That is so young.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? So, I really appreciate you having me like on this podcast talking about this, because I just like literally, I think it's so important and I love talking about it. And we're both going to be on another podcast.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Never Again Radio.
Yeah.
Mike Fauerbach, and he's going to have on.
I'm excited for that.
What is the name of the company he's having on?
Primal Kitchen.
Primal Kitchen, right.
Which is a paleo company, which is awesome because I kind of like what they're doing.
Yeah. I'd like to check. I'll have to do more research on that. I just want to look into it a little bit more. But I'm excited to be on that podcast because I'm just like, I think one of the things that I've learned just in the past year or two is to just try to learn as much as possible and do my own research. Like I hear people talk about things, but like Jordan Peterson, I may not agree with I mean, there hasn't been much that I haven't agreed with, but I might not agree with everything. Same thing with the medical media, and same thing with Joe Rogan, same thing with any Jocko. I mean, a lot of the guys, I do agree with a lot of what they say, but I'm not going to agree with everything.
You're okay with getting different perspectivents, and then you culminate your own idea.
That's important. Yeah.
What works for Zach?
Yeah,
what works for Kat?
Because a lot of people, they just poo-poo it right away, and it's like, man, just have an open mind about it, because you never know how that thing could change your life. It happens to me all the time, or it used to happen to me all the time, when I would immediately shut something down. And then a year later, it will come back and it would be crazy. And I was like, man, I could have rode the wave on that, because I thought about it at first, but I went, nah, You know,
my question is, why would you not want to get to know your body? Why would you not want to learn how to better yourself and how to live a healthier, longer life?
Yeah,
why would you not want to do that? Learn about yourself. Seriously, read some books
all
and
that
stuff.
stuff.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, look into the medical community. Look into all those books. Look into everything. Just keep jumping into stuff. I mean, that's probably why I'm into conspiracy theories at the same time, is because I like looking into stuff, making a like a judgment for myself, and that's huge. But what I always drop knowledge on the end here and say, like, I've been wanting to is just put some stuff out there to see what like you guys are into. A couple things that have been working for me as of late has been the CBDs. Obviously, if you're looking for an organic vape CBD, you can go to vapebright.org and you can use a promo code finishers. You get 10% off.
I love Vape Bright.
Yeah, Vape Bright's the man, and they've been hooking me up for years. I'm sponsored by them, so I'm always promoting them. And CBDs has helped out so many people that I know. I'm going to make my own CBD thing eventually. And I've also been using a CBD rub. Now, I don't make any money off this one. The other one I do, so buy that one. Just kidding. But if you want to check out the rub before I make my own, Jambo Superfoods, that was the one that was listed on Rogan. That CBD rub has like menthol in it, so that's really good. The last thing I'll leave you guys with, and Kat, go ahead. You want to just plug your stuff one more time, and then I'll close out the show.
Absolutely. All right. So yeah, if you guys are interested in Beauty Counter, like I said, beautycounter.com/Catherine Beck, or you can check out my own personal website, blog. I've got some Beauty Counter essential oils, recipes up on there, lifewithcat.net, CAT for cat. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Nice. Hope to be back on another time maybe or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We'll definitely have you back on. Especially if anybody has any questions on any of that stuff, just feel free to just, slide in my DMs, and then, I'll get them all together, and then we'll have Kat back on, and we'll talk about more stuff like this. And yeah, look out for more stuff from me. And just to close out the show, if you guys haven't heard that new Nas, go check it out. Nas, East Coast rapper. Back in the day, in the Nas Jay-Z beef, I thought that Jay-Z won. A lot of you guys are going to hate me for this. I thought Jay-Z got him on the diss, on the takeover diss, even though Ether was dope. But nowadays, Jay-Z's obviously in the Illuminati and needed to align himself with Hillary Clinton and the other reptilians. But Nas still working with Kanye West on this. And I don't know if Kanye made some of those beats, but they sound like Nas beats. And one of the things, and you guys know I'm always taking rap lines and trying to mix it into jiu-jitsu or just into life, but I forget what the rest of the song, part of the song was talking about, but I'm pretty sure it's from that Adam and Eve song. If you guys know Adam and Eve,
I love that
doesn't fall too far from the apple tree, that one. I forget what number or song that I'm not a singer, guys. I'm a reverend, but not a singer, but
that's good.
Check out that new Nas. I think it's that song, but in the one part, he says, "Discipline for the win." And that sounds like something Jocko would say. And if you're trying to look in it, if you're looking into all this stuff and you do check, if you do find something that you like or find something that's working for you, just stick with it. Whether it's jiu-jitsu, eating healthy, yoga, whatever you're going to do.
Share it.
Yeah, share it. And don't just talk about it, because a lot of times we just want to post shit up on Instagram or Facebook so fast just to show all the shit that we're doing. How about do it for 6 months and then post about it, right? Discipline for the win. Think about that. But thank you guys for listening, and hope you liked it.
Peace.
Peace.
Now, for only $6 a month, you can get inside access at finishersmma.tv. Just like if you were training at 10th Planet Bethlehem yourself. There will be approximately one class each week filmed and uploaded to the site, along with extra technique videos being uploaded all the time and any seminars that Bethlehem hosts. For $6 a month, you can get access, or if you're looking for bigger deals, there's 2 discount packages. You can pay $30 for 6 months, which gets you 1 month for free, or $50 for a whole year, which amounts to 3 full months free. So go to finishersmma.tv now and get access today.